Here we are, Phil Beckwith, the professional painter and decorator, telling you how to cook a turkey on a barbecue. Let's have a Christmas joke. What's blue and smells like red paint? Do you not know? Blue paint. Christmas cracker jokes. It's brilliant. Giving you Christmas cracker jokes. Here we are. Got the turkey on. I'm going to tell you all about it. So give us 15 seconds and let's talk you through doing Christmas turkey on a barbecue. Watch the intro. Morning everybody, it's Phil Beckwith, the professional painter and decorator, back with you on part 2 of how to cook a turkey on a barbecue. Now, last part was telling you how to set up all your coals in a snake method effect. Now we're Christmas morning, it's crack of dawn, 7:30 in the morning. I'm lighting the barbecue. I'm going to get the turkey on. We're going to give it a good 5-6 hours on the barbecue, monitoring it as we go. So I've got my Christmas jumper on. It's that dark. Garden's still got the outside lights still on with the sensor. So here we are. Got a spotlight down here. I'm going to light the barbecue for you. So if I can just swivel the spotlight round, I'll show you how to do it, and then I'm going to put the turkey on. Now all I've done to the turkey is put it in one of those based in foil trays that will go in the middle of the barbecue. I have laid it with some streaky bacon over the top, and that will go in with a piece of foil over for the first few hours. To crisp the bacon up on the top, I'll take the foil off the top, let the heat of the barbecue circulate round and give me a good crispy top, because you can't beat a crispy top, can you, on a turkey. So here we go. I'm going to swivel you around. Excuse the light if you get blinded by the light. Let's see how we go. Right, let me spotlight for you. Oh, that's better. Okay, I'll put it there. That won't catch fire. Right, I've interdispersed. Hold on. Move the mic round. Bear with me, bear with me. There you go. I've interdispersed those, you remember those whiskey chippings for smoking? They were soaked for a good half an hour, and I've just put them all over the coals. You see, I've just put them all over the coals, like that. Now they'll burn as and when the coals burn. So what I'm going to do now, I've got the firelighters, I've got a firelighter there, and I've got one just there. So this is where I'm going to start the barbecue. Right, let's get it lit. We're a bit windy. I've got the air vents at the bottom of the barbecue. Let's get that going. Air vents on the bottom of the barbecue are fully open. I think there's another firelighter down in the middle there, which will start taking the flames, and that will start lighting itself. So let's try and get that across there. So, yeah, we're good, we're starting. Right, I'm going to get the rack on now. Not a rack of beef, not a rack of anything else. Let's see if I can hold that and do that. Could do with a spotlight on my camera, couldn't I? So there we are. I'm going to get the rack on. So I've got the rack on, and I'll just stop you there. I'll go and get the turkey, and I'll show you what the turkey's going to look like. Now I'm going to get the turkey on now, because by the time, give it half an hour, those coals start going. Well, going as in catching the light and warming up. The turkey will start to cook. Right, so see you in a second. So here we are. I've got the turkey. You see what I've done? It's in the foil. I'll put that there. That won't stay on the barbecue. Got the foil tray nicely surrounded it. You'll see the heat there. Once that starts burning through, you've got no direct heat underneath the actual... Oh, we're raining. We've got no direct heat underneath the actual tray for the turkey. So this isn't going to cook by the normal method of cooking a barbecue food where you've got coals underneath. We're using the heat of the actual kettle of the barbecue, and the heat's going to go all the way around, because we're going to do the snake effect. You see it's smoking because we've got the air. It's going to snake all the way around. All the coals are going to burn, and as I say, those coals will probably give me a good 10 hours worth of burning, but I'm not going to use it for 10 hours. I'm just going to be using it for about 5 or 6. I'm going to monitor it depending on how the heat goes of the actual kettle barbecue. So there we are, got the turkey on. I'm just going to shut you off. I'm going to put some foil over the top. That'll have some foil over it for a few hours just to keep the heat trapped in so it starts cooking. And I said on the last video, we want the inner temperature of the turkey. If you've got a probe, we want the inner temperature about 75 degrees. That's about 165 in the other Fahrenheit and centigrade, so 74, and then about 165 depending whether you're old or new money. And then that should do us nicely. Once that starts going, I'll come back to it in about half an hour. I'll keep the air vent at the top fully open so we get the coals properly cooking, but once I know that the heat's there, and as I said yesterday, I want the optimum burn. Can you see that? I want it around about the 300 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 140-50 degrees centigrade, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll regulate the heat, use the top vents to regulate your heat. Always keep your bottom vent open to let the air flow, and come back about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That should be about ready, but keep your eye on it every so often. Just keep your eye to make sure that your coals are still burning, and if you need to adjust and put some more coals in, you can do. But there we go. I'm going to put some foil on it, put the lid on, and I'll see you in the second section of this video where it's all cooked. So Merry Christmas to you. Back with your barbecuers. We're a good 2 hours in. When I mean 2 hours in, I started 7:30 in the morning. I like to say 25-30 minutes worth of warming up the coals. So if we go from 8 o'clock, we're just past 10 o'clock, so we probably had a good 2 hours in on the cooking of the turkey. I'm not going to open the lid because I don't want to lose the heat that I'm actually building up, but I'll just show you what temperature my temperature gauge is. If you can come down here, can you just see that? Yeah, you see that? That's what my temperature gauge is at the moment. We're sitting, well, just under the 200 and the 100 mark. Now it's sat like that for the last hour or so, probably a bit longer. I'll monitor that. I've got the air vents fully open, so my air vent at the top's fully open to get the draw of air from the bottom and the underside. We're fully open on the underside. Oh, sneak. Right. That's my coals, so they're quite hot. And if I put my hand, I can't bear my hand on it, so it is building up temperature. So yeah, we're a good 2 hours in and we're doing well. I'll come back in a bit. Back with you. Another 2 hours in. Let's see what it's like. We've kept at that optimum burn. It stayed at that temperature all the time. You see. Oh, that 100, 200. It's kept at that. Can't put my hand on the lid. Kept the air vents fully open. Do you want another joke? What's the name of the person who makes stuffing and puts the water in and then thinks it's a little bit runny? That'll be Phil, because he only put 2 packets of stuffing mix in the bowl instead of 3. Everything else was there, the water, the butter, but not the stuffing mix. So extra packet went in because I forgot it. By the by. Right, we're 2 hours in. What I want to do, I want to take the foil off the turkey now. So we're going to have a look. I'm going to flip you over. Let's have a look what the turkey's like. Can I do this without burning my hands? Right, see the coals. I told you these coals, I'd get easy 10 hours out of that. Well, we're only about 4 hours in. Lovely. Right, look at the juices steaming away. Let me get rid of that. So now, just moving it there, I'm going to leave the heat to brown all that off, and I'll see you in, I probably want to see about, I'm just trying to think, what do I want? Probably about another hour and a half on that. So another hour and a half on that. I think in the next hour I'm going to start putting my pigs in blankets just round this side. They'll cook quite nicely, and then the turkey, another hour and a half on that should be ideal. So I'll see you when it's cooked, and we'll get the probe on it and poke it in the middle and see what the temperature's like. So over and out. Cheerio. Righty, we're about ready to check the turkey. It's been on times now about 1:30. So if we say we started lighting it at 7:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10, we're a good 5 hours in, and I'm going to check with my digital thermometer. Now I've set it for an internal temperature of 75 degrees, which is what, 160 something or other. So 75 degrees, we need an internal temperature for the turkey. Now what I did, I made sure that the coals were nice and hot, and about 3/4 of an hour ago I put my pigs in blankets in, because we'll probably get the turkey out in about 15 minutes, so I don't mind it if it's overcooking. But let's just check the internal temperature. So I'm going to take off the lid. Put it down here. Right. So there we are with the turkey. See my sausages, I've got to move them round. They'll be cooking in the middle. Right, internal temperature. Stick it into the fattest. What are we? It's beeping, that's a good sign. So internal temperature is actually 83. We're actually 84 internal temperature, so that is good to go. Now we're going to eat the starters and we'll come back to this. So what I'll do, I'll turn the lid down, and when I mean turn the lid down, sorry, I'll turn the turkey down by regulating the heat. I'll just turn it to half, so we'll still keep that nice and hot. I'm going to get some prongs now and turn the sausages and move them around, so we're all ready. So there we go. This is your Phil Beckwith, the professional painter and decorator, doing turkey on Christmas Day. Yeah, we are just over 5 hours of proper heat cooking, and that is going to be beautiful. I'm going to leave, I did put foil on an hour or so ago just to keep the heat in, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to move these around so these all cook, which they are cooking, and just leave that nicely keeping warm while we just have starters. So let's get you back, and I'll say Merry Christmas to you. So there we go. This is the Phil Beckwith cooking turkey on a barbecue.